I got to say this. I got to say this. Last time I had my microphone way over there, and I, usually take it and I bring it around and I face it where it's supposed to be, right here. Well, uh, my whole show, I didn't even think about it. It was right in the back, right where it always is when I don't use it. And I did the whole show like that. And I was going to do it over again, but I thought the last show was too good to, it was too natural to pass up. So I had to start with a little beep, a little blooper like that because, um, well, yes, welcome to episode 38 of Learn to Unlearn, a return to health from two cancers on a natural basis, no chemo, no radiation, and as little amount of big pharma pills as possible. So basically now I'm having difficulties because of the lack of sleep that's occurring. I've tried being woken up every hour and a half, 2 hours every night. That's not no full night of sleep since 2 weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago now. And at first it was fine. Okay, whatever. Then you start getting a headache. Then you wake up with a headache because you're dreaming, which happens frequently with me. I get up. If I wake up in the morning from a dream, I usually have a headache, pretty heavy one, like right around the lobe where it is now. The lack of sleep is affecting me quite a bit today, the most of all the day I have to do the show, but that combined with the blood and the urine as well every night. And this is a repetition. This is steady cycle for the last 2 or 3 weeks now. I get up every 2 hours, go to the bathroom, and you have a pee, but then you have I don't mean to sound crude, but there's a fart and a pushing to do number two because everything is so compact together. Everything is so squeezed together right now that if I do a number two, then it does help relieve the pressure. But if there's no number two, the pressure keeps going. You get up and you go over to the sink to wash, as I do every time. And it keeps flowing. The blood keeps flowing out. And it keeps going and it keeps going. I mentioned this last time. I mentioned this another show a while back, but I kind of want to emphasize that because on top of the lack of sleep that you're getting, you're also losing a lot of blood. I'm not feeling wheezy or lightheaded, or there's no pain involved or anything except for the pressure, the downward pressure, that type of it's real. It's a push. And that directly goes to the anus. So it's pretty interesting. So then you can stand there with your knees against your cupboard doors where your sink is for sometimes 10 minutes. And I can tell 10 minutes because it takes about 4 minutes for the reservoir to fill up on the toilet. And I'm sitting there for a lot longer than that sometimes. And it just keeps flowing. And you're, looking at it. It's not dark red, thank God. It's not 100% blood, but it's dark pink. So, you're getting that. And as far as the knees go, yes, I was cleaning the cupboard doors because there are the cupboard doors and then there's a sink on top. And I had to take a picture of this, because these two marks are done from my knees every time. You're pushing against that because you have to have a center of gravity because you're having such a hard time standing up without shaking to begin with. It's the middle of the night, and this is every 2 hours. So again, this is not complaining. This is not whining. This is not attention seeking. This is a journal that we're doing, chronicling my healing. So this is part of it. Something else I did want to mention as well is the lack of exercise, because I'm listening to my body and because I'm doing what my body really wants me to do and needs me to do right now. It's just to sit down in the lazy boy and relax and try and do, pastimes and, just relax so that your body can heal. And I can feel that for months now. And what's happening is that you lose your mass, you lose your muscle mass. And I went for a walk, and it was like doing 3 walks the last time. So I'm realizing how much muscle mass, or whatever you want to call it, how much I'm losing energy wise. So I have to keep doing exercise, and that's going to be an important thing. And it's also good to do a little bit more than you really feel like you should, just to push yourself a little, which is what I'm doing quite a bit. But I guess this is paying off in a big way, listening to my body and doing what it's saying or what it's asking. Because if you don't, you're just going to end up fighting, and it's going to be a negative journey the whole time. So you start by listening to your gut, you start by listening to your instinct, and you stop arguing. And everything happens, like I always say, from the neck down, south of the neck. None of this, because that's where the arguments and the problems start. So exercise. Yeah, even if it means getting up once an hour, walking around, doing dishes. And the other thing is, it's really hard for me to kind of plunge into this new way of doing things. It's a whole new life. And I can't imagine what it would have been with chemo and radiation. That's a whole other ballgame. But just this healing naturally, the way I'm doing, and I don't think many people could do much better than that. I mean, if you can suggest something, please let me know. But for now, this is where it is, and my body seems to be doing a steady routine of things, and there's no roller coaster type of analogy that I can use. So it's nothing but good, and I hope it keeps up. And there is a way to be positive in everything. You know the saying, like, I used to complain about my shoes until I saw a man with no feet. So, people have it a lot worse than you do. And I'm really blessed and I feel very grateful to know that. So, and again, as in most episodes, I like talking about being thankful. Because, when you're thankful, it changes your world. I got a really good meme this morning. And I could dedicate it to my ex very quickly, but anyway, it's a very good meme that says that sometimes when you're broken, people just want to stay that way because that's how they get their attention, and that's where it's at. Or you can, it's like fear, FEAR, fudge everything and run, or face everything and rise. Oops, FEAR, yeah, right, face everything and rise. I thought I said that wrong, but it's your choice. It's your attitude. And you wake up every morning with that choice, with that possibility. And, everybody's bitching about the bad in the world and what's going on and this and that. If you really think about it, everybody wakes up in the morning. They wake up like everybody else, and they have a choice that's offered to them. Either they do good or they do bad. And I know quite a bit of them that I could name that are doing bad on purpose. Okay. So that's karma is going to get you either way. Karma is going to reward you, or it's going to do some pretty bad things, or it's actually you doing them and you're getting them back. So it's all about choice, and I choose to heal. And this is where this series started. I choose to heal. I choose to do what I can. I choose to listen and to learn, to unlearn. And that means to completely wipe out what you've learned and say, no, it's been a bunch of lies, not interested, I'm going to start over. And you start over at 62 years old or 61 years old, whenever this series started. You can change direction anytime in your life. That's another Native American saying. Anytime in your life, you can turn around and walk the other way and decide to go the other way. Anytime. You don't have to be who you were 5 minutes ago. You can change your life that quick. It's that possible. So there's no excuse. So this is where we're going. We're going up. Nowhere to go but up. Thank you for listening. I'm going to make it short because I do have a headache that's moving down to my sinus area at the moment. And that's due to lack of sleep, I'm sure. And of course, to waking up with the headache because of my dreaming. So thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next week.